Donald Trump made another outrageous comment yesterday in South Carolina on the campaign trail. He said, quote, "We are losing a lot of people to the internet. We have to do something. We have to go see Bill Gates and a lot of different people that really understand what's happening. We have to talk to them about, maybe in certain areas, closing that internet up in some way." Come again? Close the internet up. I don't even know what that means. I mean, I guess it means, like, you gotta shut down the bad parts. That's what you gotta do. He really... Remember that study that said that Donald Trump speaks like a fourth grader? Totally true. I've never seen a better example of it than right here. Like, no nuance, no detail. Bill Gates. Talk to Bill Gates. He knows internet stuff. Shut it down. Shut down the bad parts. I mean, this is... And think about it. What's he really saying? This is no different than communist China, for example, where they're like, yeah, anything we don't like, sorry, you're corrupting public morality or whatever the fuck they want to call it. Shut that part down. It is a horrible idea. It is fundamentally anti-freedom. So if he comes out and gives speeches and says he believes in freedom and democracy, no, you don't. No, you don't. That simple. No, you don't. You're saying right here, bad parts, shut it down. And remember, he's going to say the same thing that other people have said, which is the Trojan horse, if you will, where they say, oh, no, no, no. What we're talking about is just like, ISIS sites. Now, do I trust the government to only censor the parts of the internet that are, feeding ISIS ideology? Not at all. Where do you draw the line? Where do you draw the line? So according to somebody like Donald Trump, he doesn't seem like he's very nuanced enough to know where to draw the lines. Would he say, hey, well, sure, we could shut down the ISIS sites, but then, hey, there's another article over here on a progressive blog that says that, points out the fact that ISIS only came into existence after the U.S. invaded Iraq, de-Baathified the government, broke the region with a fucking sledgehammer, and then out of the ruins came the monstrosity of ISIS. And hey, in my opinion, it looks like you're America blaming too much there, so perhaps I shut that down. Perhaps I shut down a site which it seems genuinely concerned about anti-Muslim bigotry, and they report on cases of anti-Muslim bigotry. But hey, my view of that, Donald Trump, is you're sympathizing with the terrorists. So that's enough to lump it in with genuine ISIS websites. Shut that down too. And the list goes on and on. And for all the conservatives, I ask you, why would you trust the Democrat to get in there? When the Democrat goes in there, is he not going to say, there's a KKK site, I want to shut that down. But hey, there's another site which seems like it's sympathetic to the KKK. They might not be white supremacists, but they're clearly racist. Hey, is racism really a fruitful part of the national dialogue, ladies and gentlemen? Shut that one down. It's a slippery slope. It is clearly a slippery slope. You have to believe in freedom of speech, even in the cases where it's grotesque. That's the whole point of freedom of speech. You don't just throw it away when you see something you don't like. Then you never believed in it in the first place. We believe in freedom of speech so much that we allowed the KKK to march through a minority community as long as they did it peacefully. And you know who defended the KKK in that case? The ACLU. They're maligned as a purely liberal organization. And they're like, we just defended the KKK. Why did they do it? Not because they like them, because they're defending them on principle. The principle of your rights are concrete. We don't just throw them away when it's inconvenient. That involves and includes the internet too. Do you want it to be a free forum or do you not want it to be a free forum? Look, it's a different thing completely when you have not the government doing vigilante justice, if you will. Some cases, the vigilante groups might go too far, but broadly speaking, a group like Anonymous, when they target ISIS websites and they're smart enough to only target ISIS websites, right on, buddy. Okay, but Donald Trump and a government which is by definition politicized, whether it's Democrat or Republican, no, you don't trust them with regulating based on content. That is fundamentally against the First Amendment, and it would be a horrible idea.